Okay, I feel like us as a collective, specifically African Americans, I feel like we need to wake up about what's really going on in this world. We're always getting played when it comes down to financial things, like economic things. And I'm just like, when are we gonna wake up to the realization? We always gotta work twice as harder for what we got. And it's like we never really have like support. You see all these different other minorities, or like whites, like they always have a good support system, and it's like us, it's just like you just gotta do what you gotta do. And like I hate that this world is set up like that for us specifically. And it's like, if you can't see that, then you're not woken up like to the fact that we are seen as like the bottom of the barrel. Like our race is seen as the bottom of the barrel.
Alright guys, so I stumbled across this super woke TikTok that I want to respond to, that I want to talk about, because this is a prime example of the victimhood mentality that is so prevalent in the black community, where black people tend to see anything that doesn't go our way as some type of microaggression or a sign of racism or discrimination, or the idea that some person or entity does not like you because you are black, or somehow you're being punished or treated unfairly because you are black. And this is a prime example of the type of stuff that you tend to see a lot among black people, and it's really sad, because I think that people really are overthinking a lot of this stuff. So the clip I'm about to play here is a clip of a single mom who's also on TikTok. She's a TikToker. She's gonna claim that utility companies are racist because black people get charged more for utilities than white people. Now, how does she know that? I'm not sure, but she might want to be careful about putting out that type of information about how she knows such things on the internet. That could be a crime. But regardless, let's go ahead and roll the clip. Take a look.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not a racist, but it's just some things that I pay attention to very, very carefully that just rubs my skin the wrong fucking way, okay? Okay, so I'm at my patient house, and mind you, I've been to a lot of, white, people's houses to take care of them, right? And every time I check their mail, and they open their bills, like their utility bill payments or house payments or whatever, it's always very, very cheap. Like their power bill would be like $30 to $200, and all the rest of their utilities would be even cheaper and stuff. But this what gets me. They stay in these big mansion houses. They always have their lights on. Their power bill is cheap. Like every utility bill is cheap. And I'm like, I stay in a little ass 2-bedroom apartment, and my utilities are like almost up to $500 every month, literally. I'm like, it's like I don't want to pull the race card, but I have been noticing this pattern with every white person house that I done came to. Like their bills are like cheaper, but in the black community, our bills are like so high. Like, does anybody else not notice this? Like, am I tweaking?
Yeah, so you definitely want to pull the race card. You definitely want to pull the victim card. Because that is how you think of yourself, right? This person clearly is trying to play victim because of the bad choices that she made in life, and we're going to talk more about that later. But first, I want to address what she's saying about the disparity between utility bills, which can be explained by so many different things, okay? What she's arguing is that white people, or white elderly people, she's a home nurse, okay, and she goes into that house, and apparently she is snooping in their bills, which is a federal crime. By the way, you're not supposed to open up people's mail. She's opening up other people's mail, and she is taking a look at their bills and saying, hey, these utility companies must be racist because their bills are so low while mine are so high. it has to be racism. It has to be because I'm black, right? They must hate me because I'm black. Now, again, I don't know how the utility company knows whether or not she's black, okay? But there's so many different explanations for why there can be a disparity, including energy usage, right? That's the first one, obviously. The second could be how new or old the appliances or the equipment is in the house that uses electricity. Newer stuff is going to be more energy efficient. Older stuff is not going to be as energy efficient. These people being older, okay, they're senior citizens, they may or may not apply for some type of discount or something like that. There are so many different explanations for why there's some disparity. If there's a disparity, who knows? She could be making this up for clout. But there's so many explanations that you don't have to jump to racism, right, as the conclusion for why there's a disparity, okay? I'm just saying, this type of stuff that is so prevalent in the black community is actually ridiculous, okay? I hear this all the time from black people where they'll say, well, somebody did some microaggression towards me, right? My neighbor didn't say, hey. My neighbor never waves at me. Okay? Again, in the South, it's kind of a common courtesy thing where if you see your neighbor or whatever in the morning, you wave, okay, you say hello, you drive past, you say hello, they walk in front of the house with a dog, you say hello. That's a common courtesy thing, but not everybody does that. And there's so many times where, black people be like, well, I think, such and such is a racist because they didn't wave at me, right? Or they don't come over here and try to talk to me, or they just don't seem nice. And, when people say that stuff, the first thing I think in my mind is like, have you ever considered the idea that just maybe, regardless of that person's skin color, they're white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever, black, maybe they're just not that friendly, right? Maybe they don't feel the need to say hey and to have a conversation and to be super nice to their neighbors. Maybe that's it. And maybe they treat their white neighbors the same way. Maybe it's not because you're black. People automatically jump to the conclusion of, well, I feel like I've been slighted. I feel like I've been disrespected. I feel some type of microaggression. Therefore, it must be racist. Again, this stuff is so prevalent. I hear it all the time. And again, it's just one of those things where I really do challenge people when somebody performs some type of microaggression towards you, is to really think about why that happened. Like, for example, I'll give you guys a great example. I was going to the mailbox, the UPS, to check my mail, and I park in front of the store because it's in like a strip mall. So I go in there real quick. I'm not dropping out a package. I just park right in front of the store. I'm one of those type of guys that park right in the door because I don't really want to park in the parking lot. I just park right in front of the door. I get out, I go in, I check my mail, and then I come back to my car. Now, as I was parking, this big white pickup truck, where this white man was in the pickup truck, okay? He honked his horn at me as I am basically trying to park in front of the store. I think that he actually was going to try to park in the same spot that I was going to park in front of the store, and I think I just kind of beat him to it. And he blew his horn. Now, I could have interpreted that in multiple ways. I could have interpreted that as, well, this guy just doesn't like me because I'm black, right? Or I could have actually just thought about it. I was like, okay, he's annoyed that I parked in front of the store. Does that mean he's a racist? No, it doesn't mean he's a racist. That just means that he's just annoyed by my action, okay? I'm not going to go ahead and smear him as some type of racist because of it and try to make him lose his job. Now, this person right here, because they're wallowed in victimhood, because they're wrapped in victimhood in their life, they may lose their job because they're admitting on camera to TikTok for virtue points and clout that they are opening up their patient's mail, okay, which is a no-no, okay? Now, this person, the way they feel, the way they do is because they made bad choices in life. And this is why her being a single mother is actually relevant, because that was posted all over her TikTok.
Get together, Mom. Mom! Fucking Mom! Get your shit together!
And the fact is that she claims that, black people don't get support. This is in reference to the first TikTok that I posted in this video, where she was talking about, woe is me, woe black people don't get financial support, they don't get support they need, white people have a good support system, and yada, 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 all these other races, boo-hoo, I'm black. And I'm sitting thinking in my mind, I'm like, your support should be your husband, right? Where's your husband? Where's your baby daddy? That's the real question. You shouldn't be looking to society, you shouldn't be looking to the government, you shouldn't be looking to anybody for support except you and your husband or your baby daddy, the father of your child. Where is he? He failed you, not society. He failed you, or you failed yourself by picking the wrong one. Okay, you picked the wrong one. You got pregnant. You end up having this child. Now you got to take care of the child. And then you want to say, boo-hoo, blah, blah, blah. We don't get enough support. When I'm pretty sure that you're probably getting more than enough support from the government if your job is not making enough money, okay? That tends to be what happens, okay? You're getting a whole lot of support from the government. And if you want more support, if you feel like you need more support, then hey, you need to get a man. But unfortunately, because our government and their incentives are ass backwards, there is no incentive to get a man, because if you get a man, then the government stops paying you, right? So a lot of these women would just rather not get a man and just be married to the government. And in her situation, the reality, unfortunate reality, is that that's probably what's going to end up happening, because she's made herself less desirable because of the fact that she made a choice to get pregnant and to have a child out of wedlock. Now she has a baby daddy, okay? I know it's a controversial thing to say nowadays, but, you know, single mothers, again, you know, being a single mother in and of itself makes it a lot more difficult to get a man, especially when you want a man with some money that actually works. Again, it seems like this woman is having a difficult time finding that.
At the end of the day, man, having a boyfriend ain't gonna work.
Yeah, so clearly a man that can't financially sustain her is not going to be good enough for her. But what is she bringing to the table for a man that can financially sustain her? I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure that man has much better options. Again, that's not to say that all single mothers are undesirable or that they're not good options. I'm pretty sure a lot of them are good options. A lot of them are good women. They know how to take care of a household. They bring a lot to the table. They're working hard. You know, they just made a mistake, okay, or they made one bad decision. That doesn't ruin them. I'm just saying, if you're a single mother, you got to bring a lot more to the table, and you should not be blaming society for the position that you are in when you make the choices that you make. It's not the utility companies. It's not the white man. It's not, you know, everybody else. It's you. You put yourself in a situation where you're lacking the support that you need because, again, you chose the wrong man to knock you up. Now it is much harder for you to get support through a good man, right? It's harder for you to find one because, again, you put yourself in a bad situation that makes it, again, a lot less desirable to be with a woman in that situation. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.